welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I achieve this everyday look featuring the most beautiful loose everyday waves, just very soft and flowy and bohemian, and then my everyday makeup look as well, while I also just kind of sit down and chit chat with you guys like sisters, like we're just chatting it up. I'm answering some of your questions that you submitted over on Instagram. This video is sponsored by the one and only Paul Mitchell. I am very excited to be partnering with them today. I have so many great products to share with you guys, and I think you are really going to love them. We have so many amazing products that are all super affordable, so definitely stick around to see how I used every single one of the Paul Mitchell products to create this hair look. I swear you guys, my hair has never looked better. It just looks so healthy, so beautiful. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just like tooting my own horn over here, but I mean, come on, I'm having a good hair day. Definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and subscribe down below if you're not already, and let's just dive on in. Hi guys, I just got out of the shower and put my hair up in my little twisty turby so it can dry a little bit. As I briefly mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Paul Mitchell, and I think that you guys are really going to love the products that I'm showing you today because they are affordable, but yet they work so surprisingly well. I was so impressed with everything that I tried. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that I do right out of the shower, as I already mentioned, I put my hair up in some sort of towel or something. First things first, I'm gonna put a little bit of moisturizer on my face so that I can kind of sit while I'm doing my hair. Lately, I've just been using whatever is down here. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my hair down out of my little turby twist. All right, so as you can see, I have my nice long wet hair. It is soaking wet right now. Well, of course it was in my little towel, but after taking it down, it is still pretty wet, so I do need to go ahead and blow dry it and style it and all of that. Before I do that, I want to tell you what shampoo I use because it is also by Paul Mitchell, and you guys, I have been loving their shampoos. Like I said, I've been really pleasantly surprised with all of their products, so let me tell you about the shampoo and conditioner combination that I've used. They sent over an everyday shampoo and conditioner combination, and then they also sent over an anti-frizz shampoo and conditioner combination. I've had all of these products for about 3.5 weeks, but Paul Mitchell is something that I've used since I was literally like 6 years old. I don't know why, but it takes me back to my pageant days when I was like a little kid and I was doing pageants. Like Paul Mitchell was all we used. So it's kind of full circle, but I was able to try out some of their newer products that I hadn't before, including these shampoo and conditioner combinations. So I wanted to try out both of them, you know, to give you guys an idea of which I like better, whatever. But honestly, I can't sit here and say which I like better because I like them both, because I've actually been using them together. You don't have to go out and buy 2 different sets of shampoo and conditioner, I get it, but if you're like me, then I love a good double shampoo. So I do have extensions. That is one thing that you need to know in this video. I have tape-in extensions. You can see right there is one, and I have like a really dry scalp. Like sometimes I get eczema on my scalp, like in certain places during the winter time, and I only wash my hair once a week. So when I do wash it, I really want to get like that nice deep clean and really be sure I'm like getting in there. So for me, a double shampoo is essential. So what I've been doing is I go in with the everyday shampoo first. This one has argan oil, aloe vera. It's really, really calming to the scalp. Neither of them have a super strong scent, but they are more of like a cologne, like musky sort of scent. And both of these are really great because they are vegan and they don't have any sulfates or parabens or anything like that, which is super important for me and my extensions. I go in with this one first. I just kind of lather. It doesn't really lather on its own because it is sulfate free, so I just kind of mix that in. But if you want a lather, you have to double shampoo. I'm telling you, it'll change the game. So I just leave that in there, don't rinse it, and then I go in with the anti-frizz shampoo, get a lot of this on my hands, and go in to the same areas and wash my hair the exact same way, and that will really give you that lather. And then I rinse them out together. Feels so nice and soft like immediately upon rinsing them. I don't know what it is, but these are seriously some of my favorite shampoos lately. And then the conditioners are same thing, same scent. They're very gentle, they're not too heavy, which is super important for me. I don't think I mentioned, but the Anti-Frizz shampoo and conditioner has almond oil and hyaluronic acid, whereas the everyday shampoo has the argan oil and aloe vera. I don't really need to double conditioner, but I do with these, and I don't put conditioner on my roots or my scalp in general because of my extensions. I just put my conditioner from here down, and I have been using both of these just because why not? Honestly, the shampoo and conditioners are some of my favorite products out of the entire set that I'm going to share with you guys. Now what I'm going to do is apply some sort of like a leave-in conditioner on my hair, and I have two different options, both from the exact same line. So we have the everyday leave-in treatment or the anti-frizz leave-in treatment. I think today I'm just going to go in with the anti-frizz leave-in treatment, but both of them are good. I would honestly say they're pretty similar. The main thing for me with leave-in treatments is I don't want it to be anything that's going to be really heavy on my hair, and neither of these really do that, so that's always nice. And I usually do a pretty big glob for each side of my hair. And as I mentioned, this video is going to be a Q&A as well. So I have a list of questions that you guys submitted over on Instagram on my phone. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, definitely be sure to do so you don't miss out on prompts like that and interactive sort of videos. And now I'm just going to lightly brush through my hair. Don't do anything crazy. All right, we are back with dry hair. Look at all this hair. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to move on to curling my hair and answering a few questions from you guys. So we'll start off with a light question, and that is, have I ever wanted a sister? Yes, I always wanted a sister growing up, so bad to the point where I have a best friend named Amber, who I'm sure is watching this video. Hey Amber. And we joke about it now, but we found like little journals from when I was a kid. I would say that I wish I had an Amber robot because she was my next door neighbor, but like she wasn't always available to play whenever I wanted to play, and I wanted a sister so bad, but I didn't have one, so I wanted an Amber robot so she could be there all the time and I would always have someone to play with. So yes, I always wanted a sister. Life works out like it's supposed to. I don't think I was supposed to have a sister. I have two incredible brothers who married incredible women, and now I have two great sister-in-laws, so it works out. But yes, I was obsessively wanting a sister when I was younger. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this thermal protection hairspray. This kind of confused me when I first saw it because it's like a heat protectant, but you spray it on dry hair. So I like to use a heat protectant on wet hair for like blow drying, and then another heat protectant on my dry hair. But this looked like a hairspray to me, and it's called a hairspray, but it's actually just like a heat protectant spray. But it smells incredible, guys. It has that like salon smell. Just spray this all over dry hair, mostly the ends. Then I just kind of brush through it one more time. And then I also apply this serum. I know there's a lot of products, but genuinely guys, when I have my long extensions in, I cannot get enough products to A, keep them healthy, because I want to make my extensions last as long as possible. So I do have pretty coarse hair, so a serum is literally a lifesaver for me, but it is a silky smooth, humidity resistant serum, and I'm picky with my serums, guys, and I would have just not included this in the video if I didn't like it, but I really love it, so I wanted to let you guys know because it is a more affordable option. So I don't use much, just one pump, and I do just lightly put it on the ends of my hair, just like that. And this just gives your hair a little bit more like silkiness, and it makes it just a little bit softer, easier to manage, especially while curling your hair. Same thing with the other side. Once again, you don't need much, and I'll just kind of take it up my real hair too. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start curling my hair. This is the product I'm most excited to share with you guys, and I think you are all really going to love it because it is a 3-in-1 curling iron, and this one is so affordable, you guys. So I'm really excited to share it with you. So this is the barrel that I'm currently using. It is just like a 1-inch, like very standard barrel. I like this one because it seems a little bit longer than barrels that I've used in the past. And then it also comes with this barrel, which is more of like a tapered barrel. As you can see, this is going to give you more of the like bouncier waves up here, but then it goes into a little bit tighter curls at the bottom. medium. And then this is something really interesting that I've never tried before, but this is like a tiny, tiny little wand, but it's for like spiral curls, which this to me would be perfect for just like touching up pieces, like on the top, having those little spiral pieces kind of poking out. So I absolutely love this concept. You get 3 different looks for the price of one. And I believe this retails for about $100, which to me is not bad at all. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn mine on. It has multiple heat settings. I think it goes up to 410 degrees. I usually keep mine on 390. I just feel like that's a good happy medium, and I am going to just be using the 1-inch like regular barrel today for just like a loose wave look. So while that heats up, let's find our next question. There's lots of questions about Patrick and I's dogs. If you guys don't follow me regularly, my husband and I have 2 dogs, Buck and Archie. First one is, would you guys ever get more dogs? And honestly, probably not. 2 is a handful. I don't think we're gonna get another dog until, you know, one of them passes away, which shouldn't be for a very long time. If we didn't travel and, you know, have plans a lot, then I would consider having more dogs, but it's a lot to even ask someone to watch 2 dogs when you go out of town, much less 3 dogs. So 2 is just plenty right now, and we don't have plans to get another dog, but I will say we will always have 2 dogs in our life. They keep each other company. They love each other. I love having 2 dogs. So how I do my hair from this point is I usually just start from the back, take a good chunk, and go in with my curling iron. I start it a little bit lower, so I leave like a couple inches of my hair at the base, and then I leave a couple inches at the bottom. This just creates a nice loose wave. Don't leave it on for too long. I let it fall in my hand, and then I let it fall on my chest, and it is a beautiful, beautiful curl. And then I just toss it to the back and keep on going. Another dog question was, who is my favorite dog? Listen, I'm gonna answer this very honestly. I don't have a favorite dog, I would say, but I will say I do have more of a connection to Archie, I think, just because, and Archie's our golden retriever if you didn't know, just because Buck was not a dog that I was with from the very beginning, like when he was a puppy. Patrick got Buck when he was in college, and although Patrick and I were dating, we were long distance for the first couple years of Buck's life. I absolutely adore him, and I don't treat my dogs differently at all, like period. And plus I have different favorites on different days. Whoever is annoying me that day goes to the bottom of the totem pole, you know? But for the most part, Patrick and I talk about it a lot, is like, I think Patrick has more of a connection with Buck just because that was his very first dog that was on his own. Archie is that for me. He's my very first dog on my own. Like, I picked him out and literally raised him and dealt with all the puppy stages, cleaned up his pee and his poop and all of that horrible stuff that you hate, but it makes you love them so much more. I think I definitely have more of a connection with little Archie, but Bucky loves me just as much. Like, they're my babies, both of them. And then someone else said, tell you about their adoption stories. Neither of our dogs were adopted per se. Patrick bought Buck in college. He got him from PetSmart, actually. They had like a little adoption situation going on at PetSmart at the time, so that's where he got him. And then Archie, we actually got from a breeder. I don't want to hear your opinions on breeders or anything like that. Our breeder was a family who had a litter of golden retriever puppies. I really liked the family. They had kids. I felt like the puppies were in a really good, fun environment for the first part of their life. I really liked that experience. They continue to breed. I would totally get another golden from them as well, because I just really liked them as people. Speaking of Patrick, another question was, did you always want to get married young, and how did you know that you were ready? I did not always want to get married young. I've never been the kind of person that planned my life out in that way. You guys know I'm a big planner, but when it comes to stuff like that, I was just never the kind of person that felt like I needed to have a boyfriend. I was not looking for a boyfriend when Patrick and I met. It just kind of happened and we fell in love, and then we never could get away from each other, you know? Actually, when Patrick proposed, I didn't even really know he was gonna propose. So I was a little bit in shock. Anyways, so no, I didn't always want to get married young, but it was just kind of that thing. It's like when you know, you know, so why push it back? And I knew I wanted to marry Patrick for sure. We had been through a lot of ups and downs together, and we were finally in a place where I felt really confident about our relationship, and I knew for a fact I wanted to be with him and him only. And then we did have a 1.5 year long engagement, and then we got married. The next half of your question, how did I know I was ready? Like I said, Patrick and I had been dating so long, and that's not to say, oh, if you've been dating a really long time, obviously you're getting married, because no, that's not always how it works. But Patrick and I had been through a lot in our relationship. We broke up 2 or 3 times. And why I bring that up is because for me, it was breaking up, and I think for him as well, that made us realize that we didn't want to be without each other. We sorted through our differences, and when I say sorted through our differences, we did not brush them under the rug. We have had very long, hard talks about what we want in life. We know basically everything there is to know about each other, where we stand on things. I knew I was ready because we had been through a lot, and I had been without him before when we broke up, and I realized in that moment that I didn't want to be without him. So we got back together, and a couple years later, we got engaged. Someone says, how do you have the space and money to be shopping as consistently as you do? So as far as space, girl, I do not have the space. I don't have the space. Patrick is so patient and kind about me being messy. I have clothes everywhere in our house. I try to declutter all the time. I guess that would be my best answer for you guys. And I do list things on Poshmark, so if you guys haven't checked out my Poshmark, it is always linked down below. As far as money, a lot of things get sent to me also. I would say about 75% of what I show is purchase, and the other like 25% is gifted. Surprise! It is future Kayla here. I have no idea what happened, you guys, but this one little clip of the video just decided to disappear from my life. But I still wanted to show you guys this step in my hair routine because it is honestly, in my opinion, one of the most important steps. And that is once I'm done curling my hair, so I just finished curling it, I brush through it with my fingers, but then I use a straightener to straighten these like curly Q pieces here. They drive me insane, and if I do not straighten them, I just feel like my hair just looks shitty all day, to be honest. So I am going to go in with my Paul Mitchell straightener. This is the Paul Mitchell Pro Tools Express Ion Smooth Plus straightener. I've talked about this before, but I've literally had the exact same straightener since I was like in 8th grade, like literally. So I was super excited to receive a new one from Paul Mitchell, and I've been using this ever since I got it. It's really nice, pretty simple. It basically just has like an on button. It has multiple different heat settings, just like the curling iron. I'm gonna put mine on 390. Again, it heats up so freaking fast. You guys can see it heating up right there. It has a digital display, which is really nice. So I basically flip my hair over like this, and I just start straightening my little pieces, and the questions cut out as well. Someone had asked how I have like money to shop as consistently as I do. Number one, I have my full-time job, which makes, you know, a decent salary to where I could live my life normally. And then I also have a significant salary from doing YouTube stuff. I have multiple streams of income when it comes to that, and I make very good money doing that. All heated up now, so I'm just going to go in and straighten these little pieces. And I'm careful to not like actually clamp down on my tape of my extensions. So as I was saying, I make pretty good money from YouTube stuff, and I have a full-time job. So right now I kind of have 2 incomes. If I really wanted to, I feel like I could quit my full-time job, and I could definitely make enough from YouTube to live. But at this point, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. YouTube money isn't as consistent as obviously a salary. And also, I don't keep everything that I show in videos. You guys probably hear me in the video saying, I'm not sure about this, I might return this or whatever. So that is exactly what I do for straightening the pieces of my hair over here. I just find that this makes everything look just like a little bit just softer, more natural and everything like that. So now you guys will see me doing the other side of my hair in the video, and also cut out of me asking the next question. But just to give you guys a little bit of context, the question that I'm about to answer is, are you scared to have kids? I'm your age and I go back and forth all the time. So you will hear my answer right here, back to your regularly scheduled program. Definitely scared of like childbirth in general, but I'm also the kind of person that's like, just do it. Like there's no way around it. So it's like, why freak yourself out about it? But I also just don't want to know. Like I'm just like the kind of person that's like, I don't want to do research or anything like that, because then it'll get in my mind. My body could do a lot more than you think it can. So the more you think about it, your mind is going to freak your body out, and then you're going to tense up, and it's gonna make it worse. So I would rather not know. Yeah, I'm scared of that part of it. And then I've also mentioned too before that I am a little bit just nervous about it changing my life, you know? Like everyone knows, having a kid changes your entire life. Obviously for the better, mostly, but of course your life has to change. If I wanna do something, I wanna do it when I wanna do it and not have to think twice about it. And that obviously can't do that with a kid. What has helped me a ton is getting to babysit my nephews. My brother and his wife, Katie, they have 2 little boys, Jack and Brooks, and Patrick and I spend a lot of time with them. And that has really helped me get a really good idea of what this is gonna look like and how big that love can be. I'm gonna like get emotional even talking about it, but I love my nephews so freaking much, and just like little things that they do. Like my sister-in-law sent me a video the other day of my nephew Jack just like randomly saying my name at his house, Kawa, 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 Kawa. And that just like melts my freaking heart. And I just think about, if I can love this little boy so much, who's just my nephew, he is not my kid, then I just imagine how much you're gonna love your own kid. But honestly, when Jack was first born and I would babysit him, I was like, okay, this lets me know I am not ready for this. But then the more I grow as a person, and then the more I'm able to be around them, I get more comfortable with the feeling of having kids every single day. And it's only a matter of time before I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be a mom. And that's really cool. So yeah, I do get scared. I think everyone does. I feel like it's normal to get scared about big life changes. All right, you guys, so that is how I do my hair. This is like my everyday hair. I love it. The curls are so beautiful. And usually at this point, I just do a hairspray, and if I'm feeling like it, I'll do some gloss drops. So these are by Paul Mitchell as well. They are the frizz-free polish gloss drops. I love the bottle. This is kind of like a serum as well, but it's like not as thick maybe, but it just gives a little bit more shine to your hair. So I usually do add just like 1 pump of this in to each side of my hair. And it also kind of helps me brush through my curls a little bit better too, so they're not as tight, because I do want like a loose natural wave. And the very last step is a hairspray. This one's pretty good. It's very flexible hold. It's not stiff or crunchy at all. It doesn't smell the best or taste the best, but it doesn't bother me because I don't use like a ton of it. But I do like to use a hairspray, especially on days when I wash my hair and style it immediately afterwards. I just find that a hairspray is pretty essential to keep the style in place. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little hair tutorial. I'm now gonna move on to doing like my everyday makeup. So if you want to stick around and watch that, I will be answering more questions. If you are interested in any of these hair products, they will all be linked down below for you guys to shop. And if you pick any of them up and try them, let me know how you like them, because I would be interested to know how they work for you. So today I'm going to be doing like my everyday makeup. Everything I use will be linked down below. Kind of goes along with the mom/kid talk. Someone asked, will you make your channel a mommy channel once you have kids, if that's what you choose to do? I don't want that for my channel, especially this channel. I just don't. I am not the kind of person that's like gonna do cleaning videos and stuff like that. Everyone in my life would like LOL if I started doing cleaning videos because my house is like a mess. This is like a lighter coverage foundation. I've been loving it lately, but I've been wanting to possibly start a separate vlog channel just to showcase like our travel vlogs or week in the life or more content when we do have kids, things like that, that I don't necessarily want to mix on this channel that I've worked really hard to make a beauty, fashion, and lifestyle channel. Someone says, what is a vacation you are looking forward to? Patrick and I and my parents are actually supposed to go to Greece in September, so I'm really excited about that. Of course, everything pending on if travel will be okay then. With COVID and everything, we've got to just like make sure everything's safe, but I'm really excited about that. We've wanted to go there for so long, and as of right now, we are booked. Someone said, you said before that you weren't religious, but sometimes you hint to religion. Has that changed? So I think what I meant was, we're not religious in the sense of we go to church every single Sunday. We have to do that or we're gonna beat ourselves up about it. Or, you know, religion to me means that you follow a strict set of rules because of your religion, if that makes sense. And I know not everyone sees it that way, but I follow Caden. I'll put his information down below, but he actually was engaged to Maddie Perry. I'm not sure if you know who that is. She's here on YouTube. He studies like ministry and all of that, and I love listening to him talk because I really like his idea on what faith means to him, and I really identify with that. So what he says is that he would describe himself as not religious but a man of faith, and I feel like I fall in that too. I'm not really religious. I don't follow a strict set of rules. I don't hold other people to strict rules or anything like that. I'm not anyone who's going to be like, oh, that doesn't fit into my religion, so sorry. That to me is what religion says, so I don't really like to describe myself as religious, but I do view myself as a woman of faith. I do believe in God. I have always believed in God. I've always been open about that, and I would not have anything that I have if it wasn't for my faith and God. So I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Someone says, not to be too personal, but how much was your wedding? Honestly, guys, by the end of it, I don't even really know an exact amount. I was fortunate enough to have my parents pay for the entire wedding, which I know is a huge blessing, and I'm so grateful for that. That's something my parents wanted to do and have always expected to do, and they're luckily financially able to do so. Of course, I was there and we budgeted. I helped them make those decisions. They helped me make those decisions. It was very mutual. There was not any stress or arguing over finances at all, which I'm thankful for. My parents came with me to see all of the venues. They were very much so involved in making decisions, and I was fine with either venue. And a lot of the times I would be like, I am fine with either of these. I could see myself getting married at either of these. I absolutely love both. What is in your budget? I did not ever want to just be like, this is what I want. I had to have it that way. Thanks. Bye. Me and my parents are like friends though. We get along in that way. I'm not demanding, neither are they. And we were able to get along very nicely during the wedding planning process. Honestly, if I had to give you a ballpark range, I would say probably around $40,000, which I know seems like a ton of money, and it is. I realize that I'm extremely privileged to have my parents pay for my wedding. I get that. I'm extremely grateful, and that's just my personal situation. A lot of questions about advice for newlyweds. I don't know. It depends. Have you already lived together? Because if so, then you've probably got most of it figured out. If you haven't, yikes. Just kidding. The first year of living together is harder than anything. The first year of marriage, it's like, you're married. It didn't really change for us a whole lot. It was more so the first year of living together. That was a lot, because if you are angry with them, they're right there. It's hard to walk away and like not fight. If I'm mad at him, I can just go tell him I'm mad at him, you know? Like me and Patrick, we're not that couple that like pretends to be perfect at all. We fight. And like I said, we've had to have some come to Jesus meetings about, you know, our relationship, things that we're not happy with, whatever. I think what helped us tremendously is learning about the other person and why they are the way that they are. So me and Patrick fight totally differently. As I'm sure you guys can imagine, I want to talk and sometimes yell and just get it all out. Let's figure it out now and then get over it. Whereas he likes to take time and not speak for however long he doesn't want to speak for, which drives me insane because I feel like that's wasting time. Like, why would I want to waste my days being mad at the person that I love? My number one advice would be just learn about each other. Learn about each other in the most genuine sense of wanting to know about them because you love them and want to accommodate their needs as much as your own. It's not going to be easy. Trust me. I still to this day have a hard time, you know, holding myself back to meet the needs of someone else. Like, you just kind of have to meet in the middle and compromise on things. And that's hard, but you've got to do it. A relationship will not work without compromise from both sides. And if you're not getting that compromise, if you're doing all of the compromising, then you need to say something, girly, because it's not ever gonna work. In my opinion, you're gonna hold resentment if you don't communicate. And if you're wondering a good way to learn about each other, I mean, everyone loves the love languages. I think those are good in some ways. To me, it's a little bit surface level. It's good to know, but for us, what really helped is more like personality type stuff, like figuring out what kind of fighter you are. There is either the yeller, the pouter, or the stuffer. Patrick's the stuffer. He would just stuff things in and never talk about it. I'm the yeller. And once you identify which one you are, then you need to ask yourself why you are the way that you are. Also, a huge thing for us was Enneagrams. I'm an Enneagram 8. He is a number 1. We love that because that is like such a good reflection of each of us as human beings. Stuff like that is so helpful for us. So I highly recommend doing that with your partner. Someone says, was Patrick your first and only? Ooh, juicy. I guess she means, you know, that kind of first and only. And yes, he was. We were both each other's first and only sexual partner. So yeah, I know it's kind of rare. It wasn't like we were saving ourselves for marriage. We didn't do that, but I don't know. We just ended up marrying each other. Oh, another one that was a little bit juicy. Which YouTubers do you hate? Honestly, you guys, I don't really hate any YouTubers. Like, I don't have any like personal bad experiences with YouTubers because I've never met any other than myself. But I will say, I just don't give in to cancel culture. I just don't. I feel like I'm really good at seeing both sides of an argument, both sides of whatever point is trying to be made. So for instance, with all of the wildly popular, hated YouTubers such as Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Laura Lee, Manny MUA were in it for a while, Trisha Paytas for a while. I see both sides to different things. Like, yes, they all did things that were pretty messed up, but I'm also the kind of person that is always going to allow room for change and growth. I think that who the heck are we? Who am I to say that you can't change or grow? Like, I just don't hold that much weight into my opinion. Like, I'm not ever gonna hate someone so much to be like, nothing they could ever do will change my mind, because like life isn't like that. I've messed up too, maybe not as bad as they've messed up, but it's all perception. I mean, someone else could think that my mess ups in life were 30 times worse than someone else's. It's not my place to judge. I'm not God. Sure, I can have an opinion on it, but do I get to say whether that person is a good person or a bad person, or what they deserve in life and what they don't? No. Who are we to be canceling everybody? If you don't want to support them, then you don't have to support them, but like, to be shouting from the rooftops about these people, like, why do you care that much, you know? And at the end of the day, people can change, and aren't we the hypocrites if we are mad at someone but then don't give them the chance to like make it up to us? So I just have a really hard time with that. So honestly, I stay out of all of that. I do have one thing to say about that current like drama with like Trisha and Shane. Everyone's now upset because Shane ditched his friend of 15 years, which is Trisha, for Jeffree Star. I do get that. That's pretty shitty. But here's the thing about it is that the same people defending Trisha Paytas were the exact same ones calling her a psychotic person and all of this stuff like 2 months ago. So I'm just confused. Like, why are you guys now on Trisha's side just because you want to cancel Shane even more so than he was already canceled? I mean, the dude hasn't been on the internet in over a year. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just confused by it all. That is pretty much all I have to say about that matter. And that is all of the questions that I'm going to be answering today. And that is the end of this video. I am done getting ready for the day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was fun, just sitting down, chatting, getting ready together, me answering some of your questions. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you are not already. Once again, a huge shout out to Paul Mitchell for sponsoring today's video. And of course, you can shop all of the Paul Mitchell products that I talked about today in the description box of this video if you want to achieve these beautiful loose waves for everyday wear. Then you can definitely use these products to achieve this exact look. If you guys are not already following me on Instagram, definitely be sure to do so you can submit your own questions when the next video like this comes around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all in my next video very soon. Bye.